What is up? It is Big Char Trades back with another YouTube video, and in this video I am going to be answering some psychology questions that people have asked inside my Discord. This is definitely going to be a good video. I am going to be literally giving you guys everything you need psychology wise. I'm going to answer every single question and I'm going to be extremely detailed. So if you're struggling with psychology or overtrading or revenge trading, or maybe you just are blowing accounts and you don't know why, then this video will definitely help you. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. How do I stop revenge trading? What you have to understand is that revenge trading comes from off the charts. It does not come from on the charts. So when you're revenge trading, all you're thinking about is the short-term goals. And this connects with what I'm saying about it coming from off the charts. Let me explain. When you revenge trade, it's because you want to make money now. So the only reason you want to make money now is because something in your life is not right. Maybe you're not happy with your friend group, maybe you're not happy with the people you surround yourself with, or your financial situation, or where you're living right now. Whatever it is, one of those things is interfering with your trading, and you're not going to fix it until you identify which one it is. And then once you identify which one it is, you're able to sort of zoom out and see trading for what it is. Its main purpose is to build wealth long term. That is the whole purpose of trading, right? So once you understand what's getting to you and what's forcing you to emotionally trade on the charts intrinsically, then you can sort of knock each one out one by one and then zoom out every time you get into that emotional / revenge trading state and be like, hey, wow, this is revenge trading, but I'm stopping myself now. I realize the cycle that I'm about to put myself in, and I don't want that because I want to be financially free in the long term. And this short-term problem of me not being happy with where I am currently financially is not going to get in the way of my long-term vision. And that's exactly what you have to do every single day on the charts. That's how to stop revenge trading. Treat it intrinsically, solve it, and then it will reflect on the charts. If I was to begin from the beginning with zero knowledge, what would I have done completely different? The only thing that I would have done differently if I were to start from zero would be to pick one model and go all in on it. When I started trading, I was all over the place. I would look at content and I would see all of these people talking about different models, and I would try to trade all of them, and it would fuck me over, So the one thing that I would have done differently is stuck with one person, watched all their content, all their YouTube videos, maybe even paid for their Discord, I'm not sure. And I would have learned from them, and that's exactly how I would go from 0 to 100 with trading. That would have expedited my learning curve immensely. Staying disciplined outside of trading. So a lot of people think that going to the gym every day is going to fix your trading. Man, that's not true. When people say stay disciplined off the charts, it means the small things throughout the day, those micro decisions that you really don't want to do, that you force yourself to do because you're a disciplined person. Like you wake up, you make your bed, you brush your teeth, you do your morning routine, whatever it is, you hop on the charts, you act with discipline, trade your fucking system, you get off the charts, you work out, you do what you say you're gonna do, you don't make false promises to yourself, you actually do what you're telling yourself to do. And that's what being a disciplined, you eat well, that's what being a disciplined person outside of trading looks like. And when you have that disciplined lifestyle, you're not gonna revenge trade because it doesn't match up. Like if I was a fat piece of shit and I fucking woke up and started eating crackers and chips and fucking watched a movie and hopped on the charts at 10 and then hopped off the charts, went to the gas station, got some candy, smoked some weed, fucking, I don't know. If I lived that sort of lifestyle, bro, I would have fucking 150 executions a day on the chart because that's just the lifestyle and person that I am, right? But if you live a disciplined lifestyle, that translates to the chart. You're not a sack of shit. You're a fucking person who doesn't make false promises. They actually do what they say they're gonna do, and that's that. And that's the whole fucking thing. How do you avoid cutting trades early at break even and deal with being in drawdown? There's one answer to that. It's managing your risk the right way, okay? If I hop on the charts and I have a defined dollar amount that I'm risking every single day, and I follow my rules, that means that even if that trade hits my stop loss, I'm okay. I'm okay because I followed my rules. And I'm not gonna go ahead and fucking cut the trade at break even because that's not in my trade plan. It either hits my stop or it hits my TP. Obviously, I would cut the trade if there's some sort of higher time frame SMT that got put in, right? Like if I'm in a long and I'm in profit and ES sweeps the high but NQ doesn't, I'm not gonna fucking stay in that trade because ES swept the high and that's bearish SMT and I'm in a long. You get me? But you shouldn't be cutting your trades early. If you're cutting your trades early, it means you're sizing up way too much or you don't trust your system. So you gotta solve that internally. You gotta figure out why the fuck you're cutting your trades early. And yeah. And then for the second part of the question, how to deal with being in drawdown. Bro, drawdown is okay. If you get stopped out, so what? Profitable traders lose trades, right? Nobody says you have to win every single trade. And if you think that way, it's gonna hurt you way more than it helps you. Focus on what's wrong. It goes back to the revenge trading thing. This is all emotional trading. If you're cutting your trades at break even or you can't deal with being in drawdown, that's emotional trading. Figure out what's wrong in your life and fix it, and that will reflect on the charts. I promise you, I promise you. Drawdown does not matter. How do you get over the fear of loss? And I mean, like, you have the strategy and the confluences, but it's like your brain makes excuses on why the trade could reverse. This is a good question. Okay, so the fear of loss comes from you not being comfortable in your trading system. Maybe you're risking too much per trade. You don't like it. Maybe you're listening to somebody online telling you that you have to risk 1% of your account, and risking 1% of your account makes you anxious, okay? And so you're scared to lose because you're risking 1% of your account. You should be trading with what you're comfortable with. If you're not comfortable risking 1%, then don't risk 1%. But if you're confident in the setup and the strategy and the confluences, then there's no reason your brain should be making excuses. The only reason why it would be making excuses is because, as I just said, you're risking too much. So size down, find what you're comfortable with, and just keep fucking trading. And what will prove you wrong is the data. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're scared, you should be acting the same as if you're not scared or you're scared. You act the same. If there's a setup, you take it. Okay, the data will show you if you're wrong or right. The data will show you if you're entering too early, if you're risking too much, if you're risking too little. Okay, listen to the data. Do not listen to your emotions. Find out what you're scared of losing and solve it so that it's not affecting you on the charts anymore, because it shouldn't be. What are some habits outside of your life, even just the simplest things that have helped you progress with trading? This is a really good question. The habit that has helped me the most has been making my bed every morning. It sounds stupid. It sounds so stupid. Has been making my bed every morning, waking up at the same time every single day, and walking. These are the three things that have changed my trading 1,000%. Making my bed every morning keeps me disciplined, right? Waking up at the same time every day. I'm awake when I wake up. I'm not groggy, I'm not tired. I'm awake, my body is used to it. And walking gives me that time to reflect on my trading, reflect on everything, and just sort of calm myself. So these three things have for sure had the best, most impactful impact on my trading, 1,000,000%. How does someone stop being married to your bias? Well, you just stop, bro. There's no magic answer. You literally just stop. The reason you're married to your bias is probably because you're not fucking, I don't know, honestly. I don't know how someone stops being married to your bias. Just stop being married to your bias, if I'm being honest. Just stop it. Realize that you could be wrong and it happens, and move on. Don't keep taking trades in that one direction because you're confident in your fucking analysis. Don't do that bullshit, okay? Move on, that's it. How to handle a loss on an A+ setup. This is a good question. When you lose on an A+ setup, you should be losing the same amount as if you lose on a fucking B- setup, okay? You lose, that's it. Get off the charts or take one more at 50% size. It really doesn't matter if it's an A+ setup or a C setup. You should follow your rules regardless. Yes, it stings a little bit more when that A+ setup gets stopped out, but it shouldn't cause you to act on it. You shouldn't be acting on that sting, okay? Because you're a disciplined trader and you follow your rules. If you get stopped out of an A+ setup, it's the same thing as if you get stopped out on a fucking F- setup. Same shit. Don't let that sting let you take action. If you were to go back in time and tell your beginner trader self 3 key pieces of advice, what would it be? Okay, the first piece of advice, as I said earlier in this video, would be to stick to one strategy and just trade that. Find one person that you resonate with and just trade that. Do not stray from it. Okay, that would be the first piece. The second piece of advice would be immediately journal, walk, find what the fuck is going on in your brain and solve it so that it doesn't affect you on the charts. Okay, what I mean by that is whatever you're unhappy with, find it out and fucking solve it and look at the long-term goal, right? What do you want out of life? and see how the actions that you're taking because of that unhappiness negatively impacts that long-term vision, get that shit out. Fucking journal it, get that shit out. That is the second biggest piece of advice. And then the third piece of advice would be, do not listen to what anybody says online about how much money they make. Do not, because all it does is it gets you comparing and it just makes you feel like shit. So don't fucking do it. All it does make you feel worse. You're on your own journey. Everybody's on their own journey here. And if you can't recognize it, well, you got to start recognizing it. That's what I would say. This concludes my Q&A video. I hope you enjoyed it. I answered a lot of good questions in here. There's a lot of sauce. So if this is something that you want me to do more often, let me know in the comments below. I literally read all my comments. So if you have anything to say at all, let me know in the comments below. And with that being said, subscribe if you're new. Follow me if you'd like. Fucking join the narrative if you're not in it already. I upload trade recaps every day to YouTube, so stay tuned for that as well. And I think we're good here. So with that being said, enjoy the rest of your day and peace out.